In a city that never stops moving, finding balance feels like an art. And I get to create that art with my best friend. Skylar and I have been working together professionally for about 3 years now, while dating for 6. What started off as fun has quickly become one of our main passion projects. Skylar is my lover, best friend, and business partner. And the way we work together lets me know that she's my life partner too. The process of love and work looks different for everyone, but for us, we understand that at times the two can be intertwined. But love always comes first, patience second, understanding third, and feedback last. Without that, then what's the point? So we don't get too entrenched in our routines. We let things flow within a structure of mutual respect and understanding. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it works for us. And when looking to work with your partner, I think that's what matters the most. Finding what works for you and realizing what's special and unique within your own process. Whether you realize it or not, your love is as unique as your bond and trust to one another. So always lean on that. To make it work, our mornings are the calm before the creative storm. A reminder that love and ambition can coexist. We both journal as a way to check in with ourselves and how we're feeling. What we're looking forward to, what we're worried about, and why we love ourselves. I don't journal every day, but I use it as a check-in to get my thoughts down on paper to clear my mind for new thoughts and ideas, while also having a physical check-in point that I can always come back to.
How could I forget your words, how they cut me to shreds? To tell you the truth, every piece is for you. I don't wanna be just a memory, and I don't wanna feel your waves break free. Because without you, I'm lost in the breeze. I gotta be strong now. I gotta show you how I love you like I've never ever loved somebody. I'll give you things you didn't even know you wanted.
Alright, so it's finally shoot day. It didn't really take us long to get here, but we did. But we didn't just get here by getting here. It took a few different steps to get to where we are today. First off, we had to have the idea. So it helps that there's 2 of us because we really can go back and forth as far as like, wouldn't it be cool if we could blank? From there, we look for inspo. You can really find inspo anywhere. Magazines, old TV commercials, Pinterest, Instagram. It's really up to you, but it's all out there. How do you take that inspo and really craft it into the idea that you had prior? From there, we move on to the script. How can we make this engaging? What's our hook? Do we have a few jokes in there that the audience will really get and understand? And from there, the preparation. Honestly, this part takes the most because you got your hair, you got your nails, you got to set up the equipment, you got to build the set. But the reward for all of that is the execution. And that's when you can see all the ingredients from that pot put in together to make the beautiful magic. All right, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
As hard as we work, we have to make time to play and really check in with each other. And this can really look like anything. Watching a movie in the living room, a few rounds of top golf, or taking a trip to Japan. But today, making friendship bracelets with each other for the first time at Happy Medium is how we'll check in. So what are we gonna do?
But I'm just way too shy. I gotta make you see this is more than just a silly cry. And I wonder if you even know this even. You gotta feel me. We love you good. Just wanna be your girl.
So actually a little trickier than I thought it was going to be. Yours looks better than mine.
I'll follow directions.
Oh, shoot. I feel like I'm tying mine too tight compared to yours.
No, I'm doing mine.
What made you choose those colors?
I'm doing mine tight. Well, I was thinking that, you know, you're kind of still in your silver era. So I was like, what's going to go really nice with some silver, but also it's cold outside. You've been wearing a lot of black. Not today, clearly, but just something that you can match with your fits.
Okay.
What about you? You just wanted to be like me?
No, I chose the colors first, and I was thinking about your personality because since it's a friendship bracelet, I was like, oh, I know his favorite color is black, so the best thing to balance that is white. And I knew that that was going to be a theme in our relationship when I found out you were a Virgo. And I was like, oh God.
Why do
Something
Virgos?
to balance my Aquarian.
Why do Virgos get
energy.
such a bad rap?
You don't get a bad rap.
Not like that, but it's like people think we're like so serious when it's like all the.
No, you're just about your business and you're very organized. And you're good at compartmentalizing things. But also I think that Virgos are really good at like grounding themselves. Like you're really good at almost like chilling things out. Whereas I'm like, whoa.
I believe that too, but I just don't know how people live without being like, bah, bah, bah. Like I gotta, in my phone,
Of course you can, Virgo.
have so many to-do list of like,
I know your to-do list is your
just got her
life.
flowers, hit the gym, submit content, reach out to yada yada, call my
Also-
mom, tell my sister I love her,
Right.
like all the things.
And meanwhile, I'm like, what mood am I in today? I'm gonna read or I'm gonna paint. But I also feel like that's why we work so well together, because I feel like you are able to kind of sort things out when I'm just trying to daydream or when I'm just trying to like brainstorm. You're able to be like, okay, well, this is actually how we get it done. Meanwhile, I could care less about how it gets done. I just care about the idea. Which is why so many of my ideas I feel like have come into fruition because of us being in a relationship.
I feel like I'm so strict on myself that kind of how like light you are as a person is a breath of fresh air for me, because it kind of like looking in a mirror. I know we're like two sides of the same coin almost, but sometimes I like to peek over to the other side of the coin, you know, where there's like less stress and more la 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 la.
No, because there's just as much stress on this side. It just looks different.
But the way you live sometimes is so carefree that I can only aspire, where it's like there's always something to be done and I got to get it done so I can move on to the next thing.
Yeah, whereas I'm like, please God,
thing.
put your phone down and like look around you for a little bit.
No, for real. I've never been like in tune with someone the way I have with you, and I think that's the only reason why. Like,
I thought you said in a tomb. I was like, where's this going?
But I also think that's why we work so well together.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, well, we also had to figure out how to, along the way too. Like we had to figure out how to work well together.
I never had a partner like professionally.
A professional partner.
No.
Imagine.
But like professionally, romantic, like and romantically at the same time. No. It's just like someone that I worked with or someone that I've been with that I felt more in tune with than I have like with you. So I think that is where like being business partners when we are is so easy.
I mean, I definitely avoided it because I tried it before and then I was like, oh, like love is not enough to, like love can't be enough to start a business together. You actually need like No, you actually need like communication and you need to like have lots of grace and you need like understanding in that way. So I just apologize in advance for how bad this is. No, like I thought I was eating and I was not.
It's gonna look so good. It's gonna look good. I'm already knowing.
No freaking way.
I'm already knowing you got it. Well, yeah, we had some loopholes that we had to get through, but I'd never do it with anyone else outside of you.
Yeah. It was. I think it was tough. I think because too we didn't know how to. Because sometimes we see things so differently, we just didn't know how to communicate those differences.
Shout out to therapy.
Right. That's the biggest one. And we had to freaking draw a line somewhere. Like we had to create boundaries between work and play.
Yeah.
Because so much was overlapping that we were like, oh my God, are we miserable?
I think it was like
Are we happy?
I think it was like Christmas 3 years ago when it was like, I think I was still working. But like the content stuff was starting to go up, and then all these brands were like, hey, and we thought we could take it on and then put a real strain.
To it a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
Then we were waking up talking about work, going to sleep talking about work. It was too much.
Yeah, at one point we literally just were like business partners. We had to turn the relationship part off just to get through the work.
Sucked.
And that was insane.
That was miserable.
Woke up, I was like, who's this?
Yeah. And we were just like, yo, it's not worth our relationship. Like the followers, the content, the money, it's not worth us sacrificing this beautiful woman. Money.
Hey, hold on. Come on now.
Kidding.
You think we did a good job of working through the obstacles that we needed to work through?
Like what? Like what?
Like work schedule, or like making sure that we're putting our relationship first before we're putting like work at the forefront.
I think sometimes we struggle with that one, with like which we're putting first. But I think we've gotten better at alternating and being like, oh, we've been prioritizing work too much. Let's switch. Like, let's focus on our relationship. I think like now that we're home, it's nice because then we're back to our date days like this and like reconnecting. Because I think people take for granted when you live with someone, like not having to like date them.
Yeah. I mean,
and we learned that the hard way. We just looked up one day and we were like, wait, we haven't like checked in this week. Like we haven't sat and just looked at each other, you know?
Yeah. I think people take that for granted in like everyday relationships. Like, hey, we've been dating for 6 months. You know, we're official now. We've gotten into our routine, our groove.
We know each other.
Like,
we know each other. I think that was the biggest thing that our therapist taught me was she was like, you keep saying, I know my man, but you've been with him for, and I think this is when we were at like 3 years or 4 years. Anyway, that's crazy. And she was like, you've been with him for 3 years of his 26 or 27 year life. Like you don't know him. You know him, you know, in your own way, but there's so much more to learn. And I think that that's what made it fun for me to be like, oh yeah, like there's some more questions I can ask and like more things we can do together. Which is why, you know, it makes it easier to lock in with someone when you get excited in that way, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's very easy to learn. People change and are changing constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. And like what you might have liked before is not necessarily what that could have all changed, you know, because you're still evolving. I mean, especially my brain just fully developed, so.
You sure?
I just got here, yeah. I'm feeling better than ever, but it's my 3rd day out here, so I don't even know what I like.
This is coming out so good. I hope you like it.
My shit is trash, but it's the thought that counts. I actually can't believe you. Mine is coming out, so don't even look at it. I'm about to put this on top.
No, let people know who the real artist in the relationship is.
Well, that's the one thing you thought for so long. I'm not creative. And just because I maybe presented more creatively and you think because of your organizational skills and your Virgo bones that you can't be creative, but you're so freaking creative.
Yeah,
I like to think I brought that out of you, so.
You helped me tap into it.
Yeah.
Like, it was there for sure,
but it was already present and showing up, I think. It was just that you were acknowledging mine more than your own. Comparison is the thief of joy. And even in your own relationship.
And not even in like a nasty way. I'm just like, no. I'd rather help genius than be the genius.
Right, whole time you are the genius.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a word.
Yeah, you've always believed in me as a creative, and you've always pushed me. And I don't think I really started to like seriously start to flex those muscles, you know, and exercise that creativity until like maybe my birthday-ish, like
the
September.
last year or so. I think that's why this year is going to be cool because you're really going to be able to tap in. And also, we're also switching on and off a lot with like who like is leading the charge professionally versus personally. Yeah. Like, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I did plan the last 2 date days. And today's the whereas last year you carried the torch. You were planning every single day.
But also, I think so. Dates are like a nice way for us to reconnect. Yeah. But I also think that it's a nice way for me to treat you. You know, just treat you out. It's not always, you know, I love you, good morning texts, or like long messages. Those are nice.
That's the bottom.
Yeah, that's like
the bottom line. Like the bare minimum. There you go. That is the bare minimum.
But also, like, you know, going out places, just experiencing life.
Yeah.
And you can do that at home, you know, as we love to do, watching shows and movies.
So then when it comes to like these misunderstandings or like the balance of it all, it just makes it so much easier because there's so much grace and like love there, because we're just like, well, I love you as you are, so like let's figure it out. You know,
even when we argue, it's like, okay, I know if we argue about like business, if we argue about personal, if we just differ in opinion, I know it's like, okay, we might be pissed, but we're going to have a conversation about this. Like, it's not going to just disappear. We're going to actually talk about this, and we still might not agree.
Yeah.
But just being able to have a conversation with you and talk about it, I can't do that with everyone in my life. But I know I can always do that with you.
Yep.
And it takes a level.
I love to talk.
Too much.
No such thing, dude.
But it does take a level of openness.
Yeah.
And grace within yourself. Yeah.
Because I gotta want to hear you talk. I gotta want to hear you out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I can't just want to hear myself, which is what I was thinking about the other day too. It's like when you're in a relationship, it has to be about the both of you. Can't just be about what you want to say and do and feel. You have to care about the other person's feelings as well. Yeah. So even when we're like attacking this like professional front of making really big decisions for our life, the biggest part is being willing to take the other person's perspective into account, and it not being like, oh, it's either your way or my way. It's like, okay, what does our way look like? Yeah. How can we bring the two together?
But anyways, I love you, man.
I love you too, cutie. Look at us. Oh, trying to kiss.
No.
Sorry.
I'm just way too shy. I gotta make you see this is more than just a silly crush.
I hate it so much. It's ugly.
I'm gonna be wearing this shit.
You hate it.
No,
You're lying.
No, I'm not. This is nice. It goes with the fit, gang. I mean,
it's so pretty. So well done.
No, don't tell me this don't go hard. With the beam. With the beam.
Teacher from elementary school.
Sky was in a mood, so we went to Serenico to cheer her up. Our good friends CJ and Nas brought us here a few years back to try their pancakes, and they did not disappoint. The light was hidden just right, so it was the perfect chance for a quick recharge and some sunlight. Sky doesn't like it, but I actually love it. So I'm her pearl. So she got the pearl next to the B, because I'm the baddest, right? And then, what does the E stand for?
It's bean. It spells something.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that?
I did. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So it's for bean, because I'm her bean. Baddest, energizer, American, Negro. What do you think? How do you do that?
Do what? Do what?
Come on now.
You're about to. What are you about to say?
It's an AI filter. They got a bad bitch AI filter.
You're so ridiculous.
Bro, you be looking good on camera.
What are you
Bro,
trying
me
to
too.
do?
Hold on. Look at me. She. The baddie.
You're so annoying. What is wrong?
All right, so now we're headed over to Twin Tails. It's been talked about all over on TikTok. RIP TikTok. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, TikTok is still a thing. I think it's some kind of Asian food, so hopefully it busts just as hard as it's been advertised, but let's see. You actually got that shit on.
Yeah, I know.
Where's the
I'm
jacket
thinking about
from?
you.
Okay, vacancy supply, skirt,
Got it in Japan.
shoes.
Vista.
Let me see the nails, let me see the hands.
No, the nails are
rings.
actually jacked.
What about the rings though? Cheers, man.
Thank you. Thank you. These are spring rolls.
Huh? So
Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you probably.
That's really good.
Good?
That's really good. Up next, spring roll. How do you like it? It's a little heavily fried.
In your case, but like,
More good. And then, the yellow
again, I have no
tuna
idea.
is it.
That's your favorite?
That's so good.
I'll explain it a little bit for you too.
All right, so we got the tiger prawn pad thai and little piece.
I know crazy,
Fire.
whatever.
It's the longest string bean I've ever seen. They're not as good as the ones at Way, but they're really good. All right, so we just finished eating at Twin Tails.
So good. So freaking good.
Like 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, honestly. The staff, amazing. The food, off the freaking
The
chain.
duck.
Yeah, I mean, Columbus Circle is, she's out of the way, but it was worth it.
I be saying like duck is my favorite protein by far. I'm just glad that you actually found the duck
No,
that you
because
love.
duck can be too heavy on me.
A little gamey
or
sometimes,
gamey.
yeah.
But this duck was so light, so succulent. We're taking some home and we're making it with eggs in the morning. Like,
Eggs, and we got
get into it.
the ricotta we got earlier, some bagels. Ain't nothing better than like taking some food from the restaurant and doing your own little secret menu at the crib.
It's been so long, but now you're here.
All right, so we're headed over to the Whitney Museum right now to see the Alvin Ailey exhibit. It's going to be a good opportunity for me to learn more because I don't know too much about Alvin Ailey. So it's going to be dope to just overall get into it. I know Sky's excited.
I used to want to be a ballerina.
Really? Oh,
You do that.
I know. Because you used to take ballet classes.
Yeah.
Why'd you start?
I don't know. I actually do want to start taking ballet again.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start taking classes because you don't have everything for everybody. So I want to know. That's for the Alvin Ailey.
The exhibit was an eye-opener for sure. I think that not only is art subjective, but it's reflected depending on the eyes of the person it's being perceived through. I came into this thinking that Alvin Ailey was only a choreographer, but nah. Mans was a visionary, an artist, a director, and an inspiration to so many people across so many different decades of creativity. What ended up being the craziest thing to me was seeing his handwritten notes where he talked about loving the people in his life more, improving his health so he could do the things he loved to do longer, and perfecting his craft. It was really cool to see how we're all alike in the ways that I feel like we all truly are.
Your dreams come true. song.
Ice cream at night. Yeah. Ice cream in the cold.
We stopped for ice cream
It's like 20 degrees outside.
because what Tammy won't tell y'all is that he's addicted to ice cream. It's his biggest guilty pleasure.
One of
It's
the
not a
best
guilty
desserts.
pleasure. Actually, yeah, because you feel guilty when you have it, so it's a guilty pleasure.
Only at the house, really.
But this place, Gentil,
Gentil.
which means nice, is one of Tammy's favorite ice cream spots in the West Village that we always freaking stop at
Whenever we're here, yeah. This is milk cream and pistachio. And what'd you get?
I got pera, so good, off the chain,
But yeah, the Alvin Ailey exhibit
amazing.
was 10 out of 10.
One of my favorite exhibits, just so well put together, so beautifully curated, intentional, thoughtful, black.
But that's why I love going to museums because, I mean, we were just on the train and I was telling you who is Alvin Ailey. And, you know, I know he's a choreographer, but outside of that, I don't really know what he does. So to really get insight on what he does and the amount of people that he inspired throughout his life was really crazy. And it was also inspiring to see him as a creative and literally read his journal entries as he wrote them down. And I'm like, hey, yo, but to see him from a creative light and to like literally read his journal entries and like, it was crazy because I'm like, yo, this dude is just like me for real. We're writing the same things down in our journal. And to see the level of, forget the success, but the inspiration that he brought to others, I mean, I literally aspire. What was your favorite painting again?
I wish I freaking wrote down the name.
I'm gonna look
I
it
took
up.
a picture of it though, and I'll send it to Tammy so you can put it on the screen right here. It was a huge black painting, and it was black glitter, black dust, black paint on cotton. It was just black, and I just loved that, like the simplicity of it being this black painting and this black exhibit for this black, brilliant man. Ugh, I just loved it. It was so good, so good.
Mine's was this Afrofuturistic painting. So the artist was just thinking of like a safe haven for black people just in the future. And one of her ideas and what the painting was inspired off of was black people living in the ocean. And so it was just a really nice futuristic image of that. But then she was crazy about space once we had the Mars landing and started to imagine black people on Mars as Mars being that eventual utopia for black people. So that was pretty dope to see too.
But it's freezing. We're about to chomp down on these ice cream.
Go home and cuddle some.
Yeah, go home, cuddle, and kiss. So thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe below. You already know what's going on. It's the first time that I get to do the outro. We love you guys so much. Anyway. I don't know how this works. I'm just on Instagram. And TikTok. RIP to TikTok.
She gonna pull through.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
See ya.
Bye, fam.
Let's kiss.